Well. Look who it is. It's me, it's your boy Jay Best. Welcome to the Straight to the Point podcast. Look, I want to thank God first of all. Before I say anything about anything, I want to thank God first because of Him, I woke up this morning. I had the idea to do this. He gave me people around me to support me throughout this process. He just has done everything for me. If it wasn't for Him, I would not be here right now. So I could thank Him all day, right? But I can't do that because we ain't got the time for it, okay? Secondly, I want to thank my committee, right? So my family, my mom, my dad, my little brother, and then people that I consider my family. Coach PJ, Miss Chelsea, my girlfriend Kelsey. I want to thank all of y'all for just being there for me and helping me out with the logo, with the name, ideas bouncing off of each other. I thank y'all for that. So that's my committee. Those are the people that put me in this position right now. Now, they done put the baton in my hand, and I got to finish this race. I got to turn this into something. Hopefully this is not a, something I just do on the side for fun. Hopefully this is a source of income. Hopefully this is me. This is my job. This is why I am here. All right, so what is straight to the point, right? It's a sports podcast where I'll be talking about basketball and football mainly. Eventually, somewhere down the line, I'm gonna try to get into baseball, tennis, stuff like that. I can't make no promises, but I will try. Okay, so today's episode, simple. It's gonna be 30-minute episodes. Sorry, 30-minute episodes, and we're doing it on Tuesday and Friday. Okay, I'm putting it on YouTube, so you gotta worry about watching it live. You can watch it anytime, but I'm posting them on Tuesdays and Fridays. Now, for granted, today is Wednesday. Okay, so I did mess up a little bit, had a couple setbacks, but I am here today to make this episode. So it's gonna be Tuesday and Friday. So Tuesday, I'll review what happened Sunday and Monday. And then I preview Thursday, right? And then Friday, I review what happened Thursday. Then I preview what's gonna happen Sunday, Monday. Simple as that. So this right now is strictly NFL football. It is back on tomorrow. Tomorrow, September 8th, football is back. We got the Bills and the Rams, but I will not be talking about that game until the end of this episode. We're going to start off with my NFL pyramid, right? It's basically my preview for the season. I'm telling y'all where I think teams are, right, throughout the league. And on my pyramid, see, I know what a pyramid is, right? Pyramid is a triangle, okay? And I have 6 levels on my pyramid. My pyramid, the first level, so the bottom level, right? These are the worst teams in the league, but I call these the not winning anytime soon / blurry future teams, okay? So these are the teams that I feel like no matter what they do, they don't have a shot at winning right now or in a couple years. Or they got a blurry future, which means I kind of see what y'all doing, but y'all really don't have the pieces to even compete right now. Okay, then the next level, not ready but is on the right track. So these teams are not ready right now, but they have made the right moves and they will be in contention for playoffs in a couple of years. And then my next level is question marks. Okay, the question marks. These are teams that people swear up and down will be okay this year, but I don't see it. I don't see how they will be successful this year. Then next, my playoff contenders, so teams that's going to the playoffs. Then I got championship contenders, teams that competing for championships. And then I got the Super Bowl favorite. Okay, so because we got only 30 minutes, I'm only do the first 3 levels. Then on Friday, I'll do the next 3. Okay, so today, I'm going to do my first 3 levels of the pyramid. And I'm going to preview what's going to happen on Thursday, tomorrow, the Bills and the Rams, who I think will win. All right. So, the first level, not winning anytime soon / blurry futures. First, I got Atlanta. Okay, Atlanta drafted Desmond Ridder. So, before I start, this league is a quarterback league. This is a league that you need a quarterback to win. Okay, now you don't necessarily need a elite all-star quarterback, but you need a quarterback that's going to put you in position to win, not going to throw the game away, will take care of the football. That's what you need in this league to be successful. Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder. That's the 2 quarterbacks. We don't know who's going to be the guy this year. I know Marcus going to start, but we don't. That's a big question mark. Okay, but offensively, I think they're set for the future. Not necessarily this year, but for the future. They got Calvin Ridley, who's suspended this year. They got Drake London, who they drafted in the draft. And then they got Kyle Pitts, who to me is a very elite tight end. And you got Cordell Patterson and as a running back who plays receiver and running back. So they have a nice offense skill-wise. Okay, but they don't know who the guy is at quarterback. But the biggest downfall for this team is their defense. Last year, they allowed the 6th most rushing yards. They allowed the 6th most rushing touchdowns. They allowed the 4th most passing touchdowns. And they was 3rd in penalties. Okay, so third and penalties, you're not going to win many games because you're shooting yourself in the leg basically. And then it was last in sacks, so you're not creating pressure, you're not generating pressure. I told y'all this is a QB league, and not only that, you have to have a quarterback and you got to have a pass rush. Those are the two most important positions slash areas on your team, in my opinion: a pass rush and a quarterback. All right, so next we got Chicago Bears. Last year, Justin Fields was kind of an experiment, okay? They went back and forth between him and Andy Dalton. They didn't know who they want their quarterback to be. Justin Fields did win the job, and they fired their head coach. Okay, so when you fire your head coach, that means you trust in your quarterback. You think you have your guy. So this year, Justin Fields, I'm not looking for you to win games. I'm looking for you to just be consistent, take care of the ball, just show us that you are the franchise quarterback. But Chicago's defense has taken a toll too. They lost Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith once out. They lost DBs in the secondary. And last year they was 28th in forced turnovers. Okay, so they didn't force many turnovers, but guess what? Justin Fields and that offense was second in turnovers. So if I'm not creating turnovers, but then I'm turning the ball over, I'm not gonna be successful. Not gonna win games. That's why they're on the bottom of my pyramid. Next to the Panthers, simple quarterback lead. I don't believe in Baker Mayfield. We saw what he did in Cleveland. Took him to the playoffs once. Okay, had a nice little run, but I don't think that's going to be consistent. I don't think he can do that back to back to back. That's why Cleveland got rid of him. That's why Cleveland went into Deshaun Watson round, because they don't believe in Baker. So Carolina, I think y'all about to do the same thing. Y'all got somebody just because Sam Darnold's not the guy. So you got Sam Darnold, you got Baker Mayfield. Neither one of them is a franchise quarterback in my eyes. Okay, so once again, QB league, you got to have a QB to win. And then Christian McCaffrey, the best player on the team, stays hurt. So if your best player is not playing, you don't have a quarterback. I don't trust their coach either. Matt Rule, I think he's on the hot seat this year. The team has a good defense, but you need a quarterback, and then your best player stays hurt. So you're going to be on the bottom of my list still. Then we got the Giants. QB league. I don't believe in Daniel Jones. I do not. Since Daniel Jones has been in the league, he's caused 45 touchdowns, right? 45 touchdowns, but then 36 fumbles, okay? 29 interceptions. That's 65 turnovers. I got 65 turnovers compared to 45 touchdowns. That's not good. You're proving to us that you're not a franchise quarterback. I think they need to give up on that experiment, draft a quarterback next year, then move in the right direction. But until then, they're at the bottom of my list. And then I got the Texans. The Texans, I wanted to put them in the not ready to win now, but moving in the right direction because they found a quarterback. I believe in Davis Mills. Okay. Last year, Davis Mills went 2-3 in his last 5 games, so he didn't start the whole year, right? They had Tyrod Taylor, so it was kind of going back and forth to the end. The end, he started the last 5 games for sure, and he went 2-3. But in 4 of those games, he had over a 90 QBR. QBR is a quarterback rating. Okay, it's kind of a grade. It's like when you take a test, right? The teacher gonna grade what you do. So from 0 to 100. That's the ratings, right? So he had over a 90 QBR. So that's great. That's amazing for him. And then 7 of 13 games he played, he had a 90-plus QBR. Okay, so QBR was off the charts. He did good. I think he's consistent, so I think he is what they need. They don't have enough weapons around him. So now, start bringing weapons around him. They got Brandon Cooks. They drafted a running back, Damian Pierce, but they still don't have enough around him. I think the O-line is still questionable. Defensively, they're okay. Defensively, they allowed the second most yards last year. They allowed the second most, and then they allowed the second most rushing yards. So you allowed the second most total yards, you allowed the second most rushing yards, and he was 10th in turnovers. So you cause some turnovers, but that's not good enough. If your teams run down your throat, guess what? That means they don't keep the ball, they don't keep possessions. Your quarterback not gonna get the ball. All right, they drafted Derek Stingley, trying to fix that secondary. So I believe that this team is kind of moving in the right direction, but slowly but maturely. All right. So the Seahawks. Seahawks are the last team on that bottom tier, and it's because of the quarterback play. Once again, you need a quarterback. They just lost Russell Wilson, their franchise QB. They lost him. He's gone. Okay, now you got Geno Smith and Drew Lock. You got to pick which one do you want. I don't think neither one is a franchise quarterback. So until you have somebody back there that I can trust, you will be on the bottom of my list. Next, these are the teams that I like a couple of these teams. They're not ready, but it's on the right track. These are the teams that I told you. I feel like they're making the right moves to one day, so 2-3 years from now, be in position to make the playoffs at least. I'm not going to say Super Bowl, nothing like that, but definitely playoffs. So first we got the Jets. Jets had one of the best drafts I've ever seen. Okay, they drafted Ahmad Sauce Gardner, the best cornerback in the draft from Cincinnati. So you automatically improve your secondary. Then you drafted Garrett Wilson, Ohio State receiver. Last year, Zach Wilson had no weapon, so I cannot judge him. Okay, but you added a nice receiver. Hopefully he's your number 1 receiver one day. Jermaine Johnson, underrated defensive end out of Florida State, who I think will also help. Once again, you get pass rush, and you have a nice set. You upgrade the secondary, and you upgrade the pass rush. I think you're moving in the right direction. And then Zach Wilson, like I said last year, he didn't really have a great year, but you can't really judge him on a bad team. He didn't have weapons, and then Robert Saleh in 2 years. I believe that was the second year as a head coach with the Jets, so I cannot judge them right now. But then they also drafted Brees Hall. Okay, Brees Hall, running back out of Iowa State. I think he is the best running back in the draft. So I think he will bring a lot to this offense. They added 2 weapons on offense, 2 weapons on defense. I believe the team moving in the right direction. Zach Wilson just proved us this year that you can be consistent and you can be that guy. Okay, Lions. I am excited about the Lions. First of all, the head coach, Dan Campbell. Okay, Dan Campbell reminds me of Mike Tomlin. He's a player's coach. This is a coach that will bring the best out of you. He will get you to run through a brick wall. These are the kind of coaches that you need on teams that don't have a lot of talent, which is the Lions. Last year, they had a terrible record. Right, had the second pick in the draft, but they did lose 6 games by a possession. So they was competing. They was fighting. They even tied my Steelers. So they was competing last year. They just don't have enough. Okay, Jared Goff, he's a nice placeholder, but I don't think he's your guy. I don't think he's that guy that's going to get you from good or average to great. Right, so I think he's sitting there for them to get a quarterback in the near future. Then they drafted Aiden Hutchinson, who is my defensive rookie of the year pick. I think he's a dog. I think he's the next Nick Bosa. I'm predicting about 10.5 sacks from him this year. So draft pass rushers. You draft pass rushers. You get people up line that can get pressure on the quarterback. Your team will always have a chance, in my opinion. Now, the next is the Dolphins. A lot of y'all gonna look at me sideways. J-Best, why you got the Dolphins as a team that's moving in the right direction, but they're not ready yet? Because, once again, it's a QB league. I don't believe in Tua. I just don't. And don't even take my word for it. I took a quote from the Dolphins. Is the Dolphins webpage on internet, and Tua, this guy named Dante Collinelli is a beat writer for the Dolphins, okay, and this is his quote. So this guy works in the organization and he writes for them. So it's not just me saying this, is also him. This is what he said about Tua last year. He said Tua's interceptions were pretty much all on him last year. He said a bunch was overthrown pretty badly, especially in the middle of the field. Several was at really bad times too. Against the Falcons, I just told y'all has a terrible defense. The 2 against the Falcons came in key moments. The first was in the red zone, wiping points off the board, and the other was the play after the Dolphins had just forced a turnover. So the Dolphins just forced a turnover, and then you gave the ball right back to Atlanta. Okay, that's not good QB play. Then he says, for a player as smart and as calculated as Tua, it's weird to see him have so many moments where things get away from him in inopportune times. Okay, so times where we need you, you're making big mistakes. He also said he bounced back in the Falcons game, driving Miami down the field for a go-ahead touchdown, but they lost the game by 2, and he cost them more points throughout that contest. Right now, Tua is an average quarterback. This is the Dolphins writer saying this, not just me. He's saying Tua is an average quarterback. He has a path to become better. Everybody has a path to become better, right? But you can't say that whenever you come back and say, I'm actually a firm believer he will have a good season 2022, but watch this. There's no reason for him not to. However, there needs to be some realism blended into that. He has limitations to his game, and they'll probably always be there. So he said he has a path to become great, but he will always have limitations. A quarterback with limitations cannot be a winning quarterback. Okay, look at Jimmy Garoppolo. He had winning limits. He had limitations. I'm sorry. That's why they couldn't win the Super Bowl. Jared Goff, he has limitations. He couldn't win the Super Bowl. You would not have a quarterback that can win the Super Bowl or can win you games if he has limitations. Unless, of course, Jimmy G had Kyle Shanahan too, who to me is the best offensive play caller in the league. So that's a different argument, but he will always have limitations. Simply put, this is his final quote, and this is the quote that I'm going to live by. 2022 is a do-or-die season for Tua. He's not quite the guy yet, but I think he can get there. He said, I think he can get there. So he's not that confident. And he said it's a do-or-die season. So basically, look, we got Tyreek Hill. We got Teron Armstead. We got Chase Edmonds. Okay, we beefed up the O-line. We gave you weapons. We got Jalen Waddle. You got Tyreek Hill. We gave you Cedric Wilson from Dallas. You got Mike Gesicki. You have a lot of weapons. This is a do-or-die season for you. You get the job done or you don't, you will be out the back door. I promise you that. And then next I got the Browns. The Browns is just Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson simply is not playing. Simple as that. He is not playing for 11 games. The team with no quarterback will not be successful. Jacoby Brissett is a nice backup, but he can't start 11 games and put your team in playoff contention so Deshaun can come and take you to the promised land. That's not going to happen. So this year, the Browns are just not ready due to the fact that Deshaun is not playing. And then the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, I believe, will be a great quarterback in the future. Last year, he was in a bad situation. Urban Meyer got fired mid-season. He had a head coach for, 6, 7, 8 games maybe? He got fired. Now you got, and I told my friends, y'all can ask my friends, as I said, go get Doug Peterson, who got fired from the Eagles a couple years ago but won a Super Bowl in Philadelphia. He's an offensive-minded coach. Put an offensive-minded coach with a young quarterback, bring weapons around him, and they will be good for the future. Not this year, but for the future. Then they drafted Traylon Walker, who I think is the second best defensive player in the draft, behind Aiden Hutchinson. Him and Josh Allen are going to bring pressure from that D-line. A pass rush. And you got Trevor Lawrence, who I think will be a good quarterback in this league. And one day you will be in playoff contention, and that's in about 2-3 years. Those were my not ready but on the right track teams. And then these are the question mark teams. I can't wait to get to this one. America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. You know what, Dallas fans, y'all so delusional, and I'm about to tell y'all why. Because every year, y'all swear it's y'all year. Y'all say it every single time. And this year, due to all the injuries, due to who y'all lost, due to who y'all don't have, y'all still think it's y'all year. No more Amari Cooper. He's gone. Michael Gallup, hurt. James Washington, hurt. Randy Gregory from last year is gone. Dak Prescott, overrated. Tyron Smith, hurt. Ezekiel Elliott is on his last legs, honestly. This team is not where it needs to be successful. I don't think y'all going to the playoffs this year, honestly. And it's all about Zeke, in my opinion. Dak is not that guy. I don't see why people say that. I don't understand. Most of his yardage come from at the end of the game when y'all are down by 20, down by 15, down by 17. He has to pass the ball to get y'all back into the game. So, of course, his stats going to be nice. I do not believe in Dak Prescott, but I do believe in Zeke. Because when Zeke is fully healthy and rushing for over 1,000 yards, y'all are pretty nice. His rookie year, he rushed for 1,631 yards and went 13-3. I thought y'all was going to win the Super Bowl that year, but typical Cowboys, you choked. Then 2017, his second year, he missed 6 games. Y'all went 9-7. He's the heart and soul of y'all team. His third year, he rushed for 1,400 yards. Y'all went 10-6. Then his fourth year, 1,300 yards. Y'all went 8-8. Typical Cowboys. And then fifth year, he only rushed for 979. Y'all went 6-10. You see what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, when he rushed for over 1,000 yards, has a good year, y'all will have a good year. When he doesn't, y'all won't. Last year, he had 1,000 yards. Y'all went 12-5. But also last year, y'all had the defense that led the league in turnovers last year, forced turnovers. Okay, I don't think that's going to happen again, but y'all did last year. Y'all kept putting the ball back in Zeke's hand, back in Dak's hand. When Dak had the ball, threw the ball 596 times, twice in his career. One time y'all went 8-8. One time y'all went 12-5, which was last year. Okay, but y'all defense led the league in turnovers. So every time Dak would give the other team the ball, guess what? The ball went right back to him. I believe y'all are overrated. I don't think y'all going to the playoffs. Simply put, Michael Parsons is a dog. Don't get it twisted. I like Michael Parsons. I like Tony Pollard. I don't think CeeDee Lamb will be as successful as a number one receiver, in my opinion. All eyes will be on him Sunday night. All eyes will be on him until Michael Gallup get back. So he's by himself. Dalton Schultz, y'all tight end, he's nice. For fantasy owners, he's nice. But he's not going to be a game changer. CeeDee Lamb, I don't think will be a game changer either. I think he will be double teamed most of the time, and I don't think he'll be able to handle it. He hasn't proven anything to me yet. He has a dirty thing that makes my eyes pop. What he did in college, that's over with. Now we in the NFL. Now you number one. Now you got all eyes on you. Let's see what you do. Simply put. Then I got the Washington football team. Once again, quarterback play. Carson Wentz, I was your biggest fan of the year. That you almost won MVP when you tore your ACL in Philadelphia. But since then, you haven't given. I've tried to back you up. I've tried to be your best friend. I've tried to have your back when people dog you out. I've tried, but I can't anymore until you prove me that I can be by your side. Last year with the Colts, people blamed it on you. I blamed it on you too. You had the best running back in the league. You had one of the best defenses in the league, one of the best O-lines. He couldn't get the job done with the Colts. Shipped him off to Washington. And I see what you do here, right? Do it that season for your career, I believe. If you can get this team at least close to the playoffs, hey, then you are my friend again. But until then, I gotta throw you to the side. So the Washington football team is clearly here because of their quarterback play. The Cardinals, a team that start off hot every year but cannot finish. Last year they went 9-2 in their first 11 games. Then they went 2-4 the last 6 games. That's the reason why they became the number 7 seed. Had to play the Rams, lost first round. Kyler Murray, once again, another one of them player that starts the season off hot, but then guess what? Cannot finish. In his first 8 games, he had a QBR of over 106 times. So in the first 8 games, he had 6 games where his QBR was over 100. Once again, quarterback rating, it's like a grade in a quarterback. That's amazing. That's great. But in his last 6 games, he only had a QBR over 100 twice. That's a big drop off in my opinion. He lost to Detroit and Seattle in that last stretch of the season. You got to win them 2 games. You win them 2 games, you're actually what, 4-3. 4-3, you may be in a better position to get in the playoffs and not have to play the Rams first round. All right, then in 2020, same thing happened. They went 2-5 over the last 7 games. This team is a great team. They started off real hot. Everybody get behind them. Let's go Cardinals. And then they fall off at the end of the season. They're not consistent. I don't believe in Kyler Murray. Don't believe in Cliff Kingsbury, their head coach. So we got to see this year. But for me, they are still question marks. And he got the Patriots. The Patriots are honestly in a situation right now that is very tough. They don't have an offensive coordinator, for those of y'all that do not know. They don't. They promoted Matt Patricia, who is a defensive minded coach, right? He's a defensive minded. He was a defensive coordinator for the longest. Then he went to Detroit, got a head coaching job. Didn't last, so he came back to New England. Last year he was the assistant head coach. Now he's the offensive coordinator. Josh McDaniels is gone. Okay, they don't have an OC. Okay, so this team is a lot of question marks around it. You got Mac Jones that I believe needs a good scheme to be successful. Last year he had Josh McDaniels. They were successful because Josh McDaniels is a great offensive play caller. You don't have a good offensive play caller, guess what? Mac Jones is limited. He's a limited quarterback. Okay, so and you don't have any number one receivers. You don't have anybody that pops, anybody that's a star around him. So it's really Mac Jones or bust. And you don't have an offensive coordinator. Okay, you lost J.C. Jackson on the defense. This team has question marks, but it's only a question mark team because I believe in Bill Belichick. I do believe Bill Belichick will draw this team to the playoffs, or if not to the playoffs, barely missing. So that's why it's a question mark team. All right, so now that's my first half of the pyramid for the NFL. Now I'm gonna do the next 3 levels, which is the playoff contenders, the championship contenders, and the Super Bowl favorites on Friday. Okay, but tomorrow night it's on and popping, baby. We got the Bills going to Los Angeles to visit the Rams. Me, my personal opinion, so I do on ESPN, there's this thing called Pick'em, right? You pick, so my uncle, he actually is in a Pick'em league, whatever, and with his job. So he let me and my little brother join it for him to do the picks. And for this pick, for anybody that's betting money, that's doing a pool, anything like that, I'm going with the Bills. Pick the Bills. Okay, this is why the Bills last year lost in the AFC divisional round against the Chiefs 42-36 in overtime. For those of y'all that watched that game, if the Bills would have got the ball first, I promise you, if we got the ball in overtime, they would have won that game. But because Mahomes and them was hot, both offenses were hot. They was going back and forth. Went to overtime. First team get the ball was going to win that game regardless. Because of that game, the NFL actually changed its rules. They said, now look, both teams get a chance for the ball. It's not just coin toss anymore. Okay, so I agree with that rule, and I think if that didn't happen last year, I think the Bills would have been maybe in the Super Bowl. But this year, I think they're coming back hungry. Okay, I remember that picture of Stephon Diggs watching the Chiefs celebrate. Yeah, he's going to come back to hunt the Rams right now because the Rams are on the Super Bowl hangover. You know, you on the top of the mountain, it's kind of hard to find motivation until somebody come and punch you in the mouth or somebody come and push you off the mountain. Then you got to work your way back up. So I think the Rams might come in. They will have their little trophy ceremony. They're going to drop the banner, all that. They're going to be all into that, and the Rams will come and punch them in the mouth. So I do got the Bills. Okay, I believe the Bills will win this game. All right, so that's it for today. You know, I said 30 minutes, but I'm actually going to hit you with 25 minutes today. I don't believe in long episodes, you know what I'm saying? We getting straight to the point around here. That's the whole point of the name. That's the name of the game. Straight to the point. So, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. God bless y'all. And look, I will be back Friday. Y'all look for YouTube. I'm going to get to Apple and Spotify, stuff like that. But as of right now, we just doing YouTube. Y'all check out my Instagram page, Straight to the Point 2022. All lowercase, Straight to the Point 2022 on Instagram. I'll be posting a video up there soon. Look, I love y'all. Thank y'all for listening, all right? And J Best is out. Holla at your boy later.